Every day on the commute to work, most people are used to seeing that two-tailed green mermaid on the side of a coffee cup, which is not only a siren that lures people in for caffeine, but it also represents an important figure from European folklore and the serpent mother of the royal families known as Melusine. However, she's also the Egyptian goddess Isis and the sign for Pisces. Maybe you've noticed a Mazda car emblem when you're in traffic, which says in their own literature that they are named after the Persian Zoroastrian god Ahura Mazda, and they use the symbol for one of the elemental aspects of human existence, which is a winged man in a flying disc, Fravahar or Fravashi in the Avesta. But sometimes esoteric symbolism is even more shocking when it's found in a story of a popular iconic comic book hero or a movie that you've seen countless times. You might be surprised to learn that Superman is an encoded story about an Anunnaki ET savior of humanity from a Nibiru-like planet called Krypton. Both writer Jerry Siegel and artist Joe Shuster were of Jewish descent. Superman's name was Kal-El, his father was Jor-El, and the symbol on his chest was the Hebrew letter Lamed, which looks like an S and is connected to the house of El. According to the book of Genesis, the Elohim were gods that created us in their image. But in order to find out why we have esoteric symbolism, we don't have to look much further than our great teachers of the past who became martyrs for having an idealism that was far before their time. At other times, there were rebels that burned great libraries to the ground, forcing the mystery schools of antiquity to hide sacred knowledge behind a cloaked veil of allegories and symbols. Any knowledge that was intended for the public or the profane was considered exoteric knowledge. Countless civilizations have come before us, but a lot of their writings were lost to great wars and cataclysms, but they left behind a language of symbolism, preserved and passed down by the mystery schools. This symbolism is powerful due to how the collective consciousness of humanity responds strongly to it, and there's a hidden language all around us. Take our statues, for example. In the ancient world, when people were bowing before gods and goddesses, leaving offerings, prayers to marble sculptures, the wise would stand back and observe hidden knowledge personified into stone about celestial mechanics and solar pageantry. We even find that today with the statue of St. Peter at St. Peter's Basilica at the Vatican, where people have kissed the feet off of it, and according to the Catholic Encyclopedia, it's actually Zeus or Jupiter, the ruler of Cassiopeia. Members of secret societies are taught to leave behind signs and tokens in their work. This could be the reason why your Gmail logo looks like a Masonic apron and your App Store icon is a compass and a square. Traditionally, in order to decode many of these symbols, you're required to have a classical education of the 7 liberal arts and sciences. This would include things like grammar, rhetoric, logic, arithmetic, geometry, music, and astronomy. But sometimes we use esoteric symbols and we're not aware of it. For example, many alphabets have hidden meanings behind their letters, including our own, which we inherit from the Phoenicians, or the Hebrew and Arabic. The Egyptian hieroglyphics are a great symbolic alphabet, which can be read in multiple ways or directions, depending on the way the characters are facing you. For example, we have a long writing style that you see on temple walls, a shorthand version, which is much like how we will have a cursive writing, and then we have printed writing, and then there is a mystical way of reading the letters that was reserved for only the initiates. When we examine esoteric and exoteric languages, there were 2 ways of writing them. One way was from left to right, which was exoteric or publicly known knowledge because you're writing it away from the heart. If you write anything from right to left towards the heart, these were the secrets of the ancient world. If you look at Jerusalem from the center of its landmass from space, it's divided up with all the languages to the west being written left to right, and all the languages in the east are written right to left.